Today, we're going to migrate a running application from Heroku to Back4App Containers. Hi, I'm Alex, the architect from Back4App, and I'll guide you through this process. And the first step is to have some software installed in your local machine so you can operate the Docker Hub and your Heroku account. I'll leave some documentation in the description of this video on how to install and operate these tools. And the first one we're going to use is the Heroku CLI. Once you install, you can go to your console. It doesn't matter the operational system you're running, but you get the Heroku command. If you just run Heroku after installing the tool, you have the help for this tool. And the first step we're going to need is to log in. Mine is already logged in, but you have to do that in your machine by typing Heroku login. Hit enter. This will start a process that you will finish up in your browser, and this will log into your Heroku account. The next tool we're going to need is Docker. You need to have Docker installed in your local machine so you can download images and run containers. The easiest way to see if Docker is correctly installed and running is going to your terminal and type Docker ps. If you have these headers here, it means you have Docker installed and running. If you have an error, it means it's not installed or you're not running it. Another way to check that is by going to the Docker desktop. If it's green over here and connected, it means you have Docker installed and running. And as you can see, I don't have any images. You can go to images in here. I don't have any images in my computer right now. And the strategy here is we're going to download the Docker container from Heroku, then we're going to publish to Docker Hub and use it in Back4App. And here I have my application, Warm Springs and some number. This is some random name that Heroku gave to my application because I didn't name it. And we're going to need this information in order to pull this container. So I'm going to enter this application. And if I go to settings, I can copy the name of the application, and back to my console, I'm going to type Docker images. And once again, as you can see, I don't have any images right now. And we're going now to download this image to my local computer by typing Heroku container semicolon pull, and then we have to pass some parameters to this command. The first one I like to pass is -v, which means variables. This will give us a detailed logging on what's happening when we're pulling the container. Then space -a, and this means application, and needs to have the application name that we just copied. So I'm putting equal and then pasting my application name. Then space, and this was published as web, so I'm going to put web. When I hit enter, this will take a couple of seconds. And now if I type Docker ps, Docker images once again, you see I have my retrieved image from the Heroku in my machine. It has 175 megabytes, and if I go back to my Docker desktop, you can also see it is listed in here. Now, if I just try to upload this image to Docker Hub, I'll have a problem because it will try to upload to its original Heroku account. I have to retag this image so I can upload it to my account, in this case Back4App's account. We'll do that by typing a command called Docker image tag. Then we're going to pass the image ID, which we retrieve from the Docker images. Copy, paste. And then we can tag it whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to type Back4App, which is my account in Docker Hub, /, and now I know in my container I have Nginx running. But if you have other web server or other applications, you can name yours whatever you want. So I'm going to type this Nginx. Hit enter. And if I do a Docker images once again, you see now I have my Docker, my Back4App Nginx image, which is also 175 megabytes, and also it's listed over here. Now I have to upload this image to the Docker Hub. So we're going to type Docker push, and then we're going to put our image name, which is Back4App Nginx. Copy, paste, And prior to running this, I want to show you here in my browser that I have logged into my Back4App account and I don't have the Nginx container running. So I only have the Back4A CLI for 32 bits and Back4A CLI. But once I come here and hit enter, this will also take a couple of seconds depending on your internet connection and also on the size of your container. And there you go. Now if I go back to my browser and refresh, here I have the Back4App Nginx image that I just uploaded. Now this is a ready-to-go application, and when you publish it to Back4App, you need some information, but we're going to get there. So the next step is to go to my GitHub and write the Dockerfile for this image. So I'm going to enter the image, and the name is Back4App/Nginx. So here I am at my GitHub. I'm going to add a new file, create new file. I'm going to call this file Dockerfile, and I'm going to type from Back4App/Nginx. And now I have to expose the port for this image. The easiest way to do that is using the Heroku tool if you don't know the port name, and use the logs functionality. The command is showing on the screen right now. So you can read through and see exactly in which port and which servers are running into your image. You have to expose the correct port so Back4App can forward to that port. In my case, I checked that log prior and I know my image is running the web server in port 8080. So in here, I'm going to put expose 8080. I'm going to commit the file. And now we're going to go to Back4App Containers, create a new app, choose the correct repository. Here it is, first container, select, call it web server. You can name yours whatever you want. Choose the branch that you're going to work. In my case, it's the main branch. Choose the root directory where your Dockerfile is. Once again, mine is the root, so I don't have to change anything. Check auto deploy if you want to redeploy after every GitHub commit. In my case, I'll leave it default as well, and hit create app. This will start the creation of an app. There you go, deployment ready. As you can see, it is available, and if I click this green link here, there you go. I have Nginx running from a container that I just brought from Heroku. So the most complex part and the most trouble you can find in this kind of solution is to find out the port that's being used. But if you check the logs, you will find it there, at least the software name that is running. So in my case, it's Nginx. You can go through the documentation of all the softwares and servers running into your image, and you'll probably find the port that you need to expose in order to connect. So, if you found this video helpful, please click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel so it can help us grow. Also, share this link with a friend and they can learn something too. If you already subscribed, thank you for that. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or any implementation you'd like to see, please leave on the comment section down below. We always answer all the questions. I hope you like this content and hope to see you back. See you soon. Bye bye.